You can't make me stitch these two VODs together. You absolutely fucking can't.
Okay.
I will just be uploading them as two separate VODs. The one person that watches my VODs, you will manage and understand.
I'm gonna leave a hate comment.
You fucking better. If you don't... Oh, 80. Now beat that. If you don't get to this VOD in like 6 to 12 months time when it eventually uploads, this person just bought 2 pepper shakers. They're fucking stupid, Tyler. If you don't get to this VOD in...
Maybe they have 2 dining rooms.
Shut up! If you don't get to this VOD in 6 to 12 months when it finally is uploaded, or the previous one when it finally uploads, and I hear it, if I see a hate comment from you, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
It's gonna be completely unrelated. I'm just gonna write, I'm gonna shove a log up your ass.
What, 2 pepper shakers, one to flavor their food and the other to shove up their ass. Another 80!
You're popular today.
Have you not gotten a
At
good...
this point, I think they're... At this point, I think they're just trying to send you a message. Like, maybe 80 is their safe word.
Uh, 25, 6...
When I picture you...
I should give someone change, but only in cents. That'd be funny.
I've discovered that because of that thing that annoys you, instead of clicking out 4 individual $1 when someone needs, like, say $24
Yeah,
change,
you click out a 5 and then click in a 1. That doesn't make sense!
It's funny, though.
False and homosexual. No, Tyler! Dex got to reclaim first because it's a new stream! Alright, well, everyone, give a slow, sarcastic clap for Dex. Ah! It's not gonna stop me from clapping. There you go. What character from all the media that we've, like, played together would most be suited to being drawn... Oh, there's a fucking turd on the floor. Most be suited to be drawn doing a slow, sarcastic clap. Like, I'm thinking, like, Lightning, you know?
Fuck, what was his name? From 15, the villain.
Arden, yeah. Arden Azunia. Come in! Thank you very much, David. Yeah, the last time I got something, it got fucking stolen off of the front porch.
Yeah, that issue lately, I'm afraid. Some dashes are stealing the food.
Oh, it's the Dasher.
Some
Yeah.
of them do that. Yeah, that's why some...
Like I said.
Get a code off the customer.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll leave you. I'll close your door.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
See, I told you it doesn't matter that they leave a picture on the fucking porch.
I...
I don't know how you're friends with me sometimes, Tyler.
For a second I thought you were genuinely confused and I was gonna clarify, but then I realized you were just fucking with me and I got filled with such a white hot rage that it just rendered me completely speechless.
The fucking audacity to have, like, a fucking discussion and then to completely see I was right. But yeah, Tyler, can I commission you an emote to do Arden really slow sarcastic clapping? Because I think that would be just like sort of like one of those half-lidded stares of his eyes and just like you would I don't think I need to explain it. Like, you get it.
I think he'd have a smug smile.
Yeah.
Alternatively, also more recent, but Odile.
Odile would also make sense, yeah.
I could maybe do a few, and you could have them randomized.
I don't think I can. That's not how emotes work, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm getting kidnapped. Yeah, I told Tyler already that you're moving in.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
What do you mean?
Just asking.
Explain your joke, Tyler. What do you mean?
Like, adopting a sub-slave into your for a domestic partnership.
Good lord.
So, are the kids calling it kidnapping and/or moving in these days?
Tyler's calling you the fuck out, Dex.
Excuse me, but do
Entering
you
one of
like
those fucking
Wendy's
50 Shades
urethra?
relationships?
Hold on. Firstly, Dex, you know that I like when these nuts hit my face. Secondly, he tried to do a D's nuts joke on me.
Uh-huh.
It's not very mind goblin of you, is it?
Fuck you.
A single tear rolls down my
It's
cheek.
spelled urethra.
Anyway, while it's not explicitly my story to tell, I'll say that it's not actually because of that. So yeah.
I don't need to know the reasons. I was just joking.
Dex will say it. I'm just taking a moment to eat, that's why you're cash registering everything.
Alright.
I'm on my day-long eating break. Abuse Uwu. Yep.
I refreshed my my undercut today. It's only the second time I've done it, so I've not yet quite got the hang of it, but I feel like I'm like almost there.
Don't worry, Dex, at least I care about what you're saying.
I literally can't read it, so
I said it
Read it
out
for me.
loud!
what?
I said abuse Uwu.
Ah.
Yeah. I couldn't stand by letting it happen, and I have the means to help, so I did.
Aren't you
Or I guess / I'm going to today. Oh! You got me! Give me a nickname! The nickname is Can ASMR. Nuts. Tyler, you smell like eggs. Where'd you what?
me?
Where'd you what, Tyler? What were you saying?
Well, that was the end of the sentence. It was just, weren't you going to... And then I ended the sentence.
That's not the end of a sentence, though. Wasn't I going to what?
Well, I ended the sentence because I didn't know if it was to be said out loud in a public forum.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I stopped. I stopped the sentence. I ended the sentence.
Can you DM it to me? Because I need to know what the fuck you're talking about. I literally have no idea what it is.
Sure.
Oh, wait, I actually think I might know what you're talking about. I still want you to DM it because I don't... No reason to guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Ow!
Perched. I can't crouch anymore. I've lost my ability to
See.
crouch. No, I know, I'm hitting it. It's just not doing anything.
Oh, so many invoices. Oh. Sorry, I made that weird.
You sure did.
Do the nickname, pussy. Oh, the chosen one was the nickname. Okay. Nickname. So I'm from that guy who does the stick figure animations. Except I'm yellow, not orange, so, you know. I'm more like the one who likes building shit.
You're like Sean's character, Shane's character, the Chosen.
Is that... Are you making the reference I made, but without realizing that I made that reference?
No. Shane from Smosh.
Oh! Oh, that
I
chosen
don't
one.
know what the character is, but he's just they just call him the Chosen, and he does a voice, and I don't know what it's from. I'm sure it's from another one of their skits, but I only ever watch them do Reddit, so.
The chosen one is, this
A
combination...
common trope used in many medias, yes.
Tyler. Not the
Mhm.
way they do it, trust me. The chosen one is like the combination of like the media trope of like I'm really powerful sort of thing mixed with like the incelly, or not the incelly, but like the 4channy I put my coat down on the ground, let a woman walk across it, like, but like also they have like this mentality that being a virgin is actually a part of the mantra of being a chosen one. And so it's
Ah.
like this weird combination of like a character who's like, yes, I've studied for 700 years in Krav Maga, and I would never touch a titty. That's beyond me.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No nut November, no nut the whole life. Weakling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a really weird combination of characters.
Pretty funny. Did somebody say meatloaf?
I like the chosen one in Spying Kids. I'm the unchosen one. I haven't not touched a titty in years. Are you touching one right now?
I'm touching one right now.
Yeah, yours don't count.
Oh.
Right, if that counted, then no one would be a fucking, like... I'm not thinking the word incel. What's the word that I'm thinking of? Just when they haven't had sex.
No titty toucher? Because touching a titty is not having sex. So it's not virgin.
Hey, if touching a titty is what you and the partner consider sex, then it's sex. Sex is not just insertion.
Well, sex is
Bitch.
also not just touching a titty.
It could be.
It isn't,
It
like,
could
just
be.
by definition.
Tell me why.
It is groping at best.
No, but I can in like 10 seconds. Yeah, valid.
Just call your titties over.
Titties! I'll touch your titty. Do it, pussy. I fucking dare you.
That's what the cactuars are for.
Don't touch my titty with those. Those hurt.
Well, they're already loading.
God damn! Ow. Why'd you put me in horny jail? I didn't do anything.
I like how you always ask that, as if there's any other option for who to put in horny jail. It's like, because there's just a horny jail button, and we can't choose who it goes to.
You know, I could actually.
Yeah.
I could make it so that you get put in the horny jail as well whenever it gets dropped.
No. You should make another horny jail, but it's smaller and it's in front, so it's just on me. So there's a Aretha horny jail and a Thai horny jail.
That would be a hassle, but
I'm on your head
why would you do that?
because it's funny.
Stop putting me in horny jail! I didn't do anything! Why don't you read a story while we wait for the stalkers, Tyler?
Sure. Am I the asshole for not serving as much food as I know my dinner guests will want to eat?
Yes.
First, I want to be clear that I do not believe in body shaming or food policing. Having lost 100 pounds myself and working on another 50, I have no place to judge anyone for what they eat. I pride myself on being a generous host who makes my guests comfortable and feeds them well. Nobody leaves my house hungry, and has always been my rule. The problem: I have a friend group who meets monthly at either my or Joan's home for dinner. Nobody else has enough space to host. Recently, Polly announced that she has a girlfriend, which has made us all happy. Polly's been lonely for a long time. I was the first one to host Melissa. Melissa is like 500-ish pounds. I've never met anyone that big, but I hid my surprise and was warm and welcoming. No problem, I have sturdy furniture. For dinner, I served bowls of salad and then soup. Melissa insisted on keeping her empty bowls at the table. I didn't think much of it. I'm not Emily Post. Emily Post is like Mark provided this context when I listened to it. Emily Post is apparently known for etiquette rules, so that's what OP is referencing.
Sure.
I then brought out the main course: 2 9x13 pans of 14-layer lasagna, cut into 8 pieces each. There were 10 of us all together. I told people to dig in and got the bread out of the oven. When I got back to the dining room, everyone looked so shocked that I thought my cat had farted. His mouse farts could suffocate an elephant. Then I saw the elephant had... Nope.
Whoa! Did she actually say that?
No.
Okay.
I mixed that up. That's me. I had a brain fart. Then I saw that Melissa had 4 pieces of lasagna heaped on her plate, 2 in her salad bowl and 2 in her soup bowl. Polly was glaring like, "Don't you say a word." Melissa seemed utterly oblivious. I didn't know what to do. I just sat down.
Is this a gay relationship? Polly and Melissa? Girl names?
Yes.
Hot.
Yes. Joan and I shared 1 piece of lasagna, and everyone else got a full piece. I cut the cake into equal portions for dessert, but I had to make an extra batch of sauce and get an extra tub of ice cream out. Melissa ate at least a liter. The next month, on Joan's turn, she served each course pre-plated, and when Melissa asked for extra, Joan apologized and said there was none. Truth: Joan was very organized and precise. Melissa and Polly left right after dinner, and Polly texted Joan berating her for controlling Melissa's eating. Polly also texted me saying she trusted that I'd be sensitive to Melissa's needs on my next turn. My turn is almost here. My plan was roast dinner, pork and beef. I can easily make a lot of cheap veg and dessert, but meat is pricey right now, and I'd have to serve twice the norm to satisfy Melissa. I know I just cannot trust that she'll take a tenth of what's there, considering she grabbed a whole lasagna last time. So, do I suck it up and just buy larger roasts? Do I make a few big batches of cheap soup and biscuits and serve that rather than strain my budget? I don't want to upset Melissa or be a stingy host, but I've never dealt with someone like this before. I was a beast, but I would have eaten maybe 2 pieces of lasagna, not 8. Do I serve a reasonable sized meal and tell Polly and Melissa, sorry, that's all I have? Am I the asshole if I serve less food than I know my guests will want?
I have a fucking hot take.
Yeah.
Melissa never had to be your guest. Seems like her invitation was like weirdly guaranteed based on the circumstances. And like she didn't pass any fucking screening before being allowed to be a part of that group. That's weird to me
Yeah.
alone, if I'm being honest.
Like, just assuming there'll be a place for her automatically.
Mm-hmm. Especially because, look what she did.
Yeah, she ate half of the available main entree.
Right. The thing is, I'm in a unique position in this because I am someone who has a really, really bad addiction to food right now.
Right.
So I do get, like, I do get that. Like, I genuinely get that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take, I would just get more afterwards out of my own fucking budget. Like, if I was hungry after having, I don't know, maybe 2 servings of a food, and, like, you know, I was still hungry after that. Like, afterwards, I'd just get more on my own. Not that that would be good. Like, I shouldn't.
Right. But like, you'd sooner just like
Take it
purchase
out of my
another
own
meal
pocket.
for yourself afterwards than like eat half of what was provided for
Absolutely.
a whole group.
Absolutely. It's common fucking sense.
Right. I feel like it's like common courtesy to like not.
Yeah.
And then the texting afterwards and like berating Joan for
Oh. I think they've put extra shit in the shelves in weird ways.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I can fix it. I can fix it.
I'll let you
I
figure
know
that
how
out
to
then.
get there.
But yeah. Yeah, like, they're not the asshole because it is absolutely not the right play to take that much food, right?
Right. From what I can see, there's only this extra box of
No, there's more.
mayonnaise.
No, there's way more. What? There's this bread, there's this oil, there's 2 lots of apple juice boxes. Oh, and they're putting it back
No,
on
they're
the
just
shelves.
gonna keep placing it. Yeah.
Ugh. Like, there's loads of extra shit. Get the...
Why'd you buy so much of it?
I didn't. It's more when I bought that product initially, and I bought 3 boxes of everything, and so there was a little bit extra. And then after the end of today's thing, I just bought all empty boxes, and then set them to restock. And they restocked all the extra boxes as well.
Ah. Well.
Alright, I say we go through with tomorrow, and then I'll let you figure out storagey stuff. After they finish
not much
restocking.
I can do about this, really, because
At the moment, anyway. All we really have to do is wait for enough people to buy the extra oil and the extra bread and the extra mayonnaise, really, and the extra apple juice.
Because as long as there is extra, they will grab it and put it back on the shelf. So there's really no point in taking it down.
Yeah.
Unless I have something to replace it, so there's no spot for it to go.
I'll buy a shop expansion then instead.
Oh yay! Wah! I'm not allowed to run in the expanded shop.
You will be tomorrow.
I have been ejected from the supermarket.
The ship left without you?
I am forcibly removed from Joanne's Fabrics.
Joanne's Fabric? This is... Alright.
Their name was Alex, baby, and they showed me the light. Petted the cat.
But yeah, like, it is a tough situation if this person is like suffering from an addiction, but it's also not anyone else's like problem to have to deal with that, you know? And
Yeah.
meat is fucking expensive. Like that's an Australian thing as well. It's so fucking expensive to get meat here.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey Dex, you got everything packed? But Ed. I'm doing that right now. It's a little late, but all right. We're playing the danger game here. As I'm watching. I think things will be interesting when we do D&D on Saturday. Because we got to figure out how to do it without like having the microphones fuck with each other, you know?
Mm-hmm. Whoa, hey, ma'am, please do not go incorporeal and phase through our walls. That is against our store policy.
I fought for it to be okay, but they had to say no.
Yeah. It's just a liability issue. Like, on principle, I have nothing against it, but...
I'll sit outside for 6 hours? What do you mean?
Whoa. Okay.
What?
I somehow managed to put the broom in the ceiling, and then it fell out of the ceiling.
Alright, well now who's making shit incorporeal?
I didn't mean to.
For D&D. Oh! You can say duh, but I thought you meant you were gonna sit outside for 6 hours but waiting for me to get there. I was like,
Yeah.
no, don't do that.
Waiting outside Aretha's house for him to wake up like he's like selling a freaking collector's edition record or something. Camping out.
Hold on, I need to check that the employee is actually doing something. They're not! Lottie! Oh, it's
Is
because
he
you're
still
still
on storage duty?
Yeah, yeah. You lazy fuck. But you didn't tell. You should have just known.
Lottie's like, it's not my job description to know.
Don't make me
Not
call.
pay me enough for telepathy.
Don't make me call Dr. Andelbach. I will.
Call the bitch. We'll square up right here. You think I'm afraid of him? I have never once been afraid of him.
So Lottie isn't afraid of Dr. Andelbach, huh?
Lottie's not afraid of Dr. Andelbark.
Is Lottie afraid of anything?
He's afraid of some things. It's just not Andelbark. Because he's a dude. He's just a dick.
Is that so?
It's just a dude who's hurting people. Not he's like, I don't give a shit.
Well, not that you don't give a shit about him hurting people, but like, not that it's
Yeah.
not intimidating.
So I'm not gonna let you do that.
That certainly makes some of my plans more interesting. I want to make Ekim say a lot of cat puns.
Do it.
And I
And
have,
we
to,
also have to have Eka meet Winifred.
I have to ask you to hit the pause button on that one. Get it! You get it? The pause button?
Oh, no, I didn't. But I get it now.
Oh, shit. The fact that you didn't get it means it was a good pun. I'm actually really proud of myself.
That was pretty good.
Well, hold on. Was it a pun if I didn't make it really obvious, though?
I don't
Did
know.
it successfully pass the... Like, are puns
Well,
supposed
I
to not
got
be
it,
funny?
Like afterward. I don't know. I think puns are just supposed to be wordplay.
No?
So
I feel like part of the requirement for a pun is that it has to not feel good to hear. Like, cringy.
no,
Yeah.
that's just if you're a joyless person. That's like saying part of like
I got
feel like part
82.
of being a cat is that it hates you. It's like no, you're just a joyless person who doesn't see the way cats love.
I got 82.
Nice.
What's your highest? Are you even close?
I think I got like a 60 earlier, but
Oof.
yeah, I haven't been doing great. Maybe because they keep seeing me hopping away from my desk to run laps.
Yeah, why are you doing that? Never mind, I know why you're
'Cause-
doing that. You're Tyler.
Yeah.
Imagine not liking comedy.
Yeah.
No, but I think
exactly.
that the pain that a pun causes is part of the comedy. You don't agree with that?
No.
Ah!
I think like someone acting as though puns are causing them pain is in and of itself a other form of comedy.
Right.
But I don't think it's necessarily required for puns to inflict pain or be cringy, you know what I mean? I think those two things are
Sure.
separate.
I need to buy us a freezer, Tyler. Because that's the next... It's just gonna go here. I bought the big expensive one so it can have 10 products in it.
I gave this guy his $49 and change entirely in single bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite redeem?
My favorite redeem?
Yeah. Ass. That's
I'm
not
a big fan
that's,
of the EB and EBs to Sleepy.
It's not a yes or no question. Dex. You're a big fan of the pillows? EBs and EBs to
I'm a
sleep.
big fan of the EB. Yeah. I like how fast they are for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
How they rocket at your face at light speed.
Millie when she gets invited to have a pillow fight.
Yeah. Millie would go Super Saiyan in a pillow fight.
Wait, we weren't supposed to put rocks in our pillowcases? It makes them swing better.
No, I feel like the other person would get hit and they'd be like, "You aren't supposed to put rocks in the pillowcases," and then Millie's like, "I didn't."
Yeah, actually, that's more. Yeah. You want to know if the 8-ball is an ass person or a tits person?
Well, then ask the 8-ball, "Are you an ass person?" And then once its cooldown is up, ask, "Are you a tits person?" So it has to be yes or no. So
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't count.
or you could say, "Are you an ass or tits person?" Ass for yes for ass, no for tits.
That's reductive. What if someone's both on either?
Well, there are like answer cloudy options, so
Yeah, he just gave one.
Ligma balls.
Do you like dick? Reply Hazy, try again.
Bet. Illica balls you woo.
You better. My cult of bottoms keep growing too, like on my nighttime streams. I have like 5 now. Pussy is hella popular. Not with me. You misread. No, I didn't. Blah. At least it was blue, so it was actual water. My favorite redeem is probably Ueere now. Sort of the time I spent to like make sure that it like stops spinning in between the gaps where he's not, where it's not like playing the audio. And like I even made the spin slightly slower in the second like non-music part of it. I just really like it. You like Tetris, Dex? That's cute. You're cute. Did you know that? It's how you piss off Dex. It's just call them cute. I like the beep boops.
I like the beep boops, yeah.
Make brain burr. I could increase the number of Tetris that get thrown. Tetronymos, right? Isn't the actual proper word for them?
I think so.
Yeah. Like 8 get thrown at the moment. I could increase it to like a lot more than 8. Here, let's make it 35 for fun.
That one tweet that's like, if you're developing a game right now, stop, take a break, find one variable in your code, increase it by 1,000, and post the results.
So there's a turd in the... Oh no, it's a banana on the floor behind you.
I got it.
Yes. I could also make them get thrown much faster, so it's like the rupee redeem. Instead of like being... It'll be like... But something tells me that won't be good brain juice. And you like the fact that they are like all a little bit separate.
Gentle bloops.
Oh no, you want that? Okay, let's mess around with this redeem for them. So time between throws, let's just set that to 50 milliseconds instead of 150 milliseconds. Alright. Don't worry about futzing with the storage until they're finished restocking.
Okay.
In the meantime, continue with the story. And petted the cat.
And petted the cat. I'm gonna go petted the cat.
I actually really like it with that speed. Something about that is it makes my brain go burn now.
Alright, edited to add. Everyone in the group who doesn't cook, so 7 people before Melissa joined, chips in about $25 per meal to whoever hosts.
Oh, okay.
That until inflation got so bad, covered enough of the food cost to make it feasible. Joan and I have been simplifying our menus a bit to deal with rising costs, but the idea is to give ourselves and our friends a night off from the humdrum world and pretend we live live glamorous, elegant lives. We use fine china and dress nicely and play classical music. Right before Melissa, I was going to ask if we could increase the chip-in to $30 a plate. I have the most resources out of anyone in the group, and I can afford to go out of pocket a bit more than Joan. None of the rest have the money, space, or culinary skills to put this together.
Right.
Joan and I can cook like Julia Child. We're a ragtag lot with a variety of neurodivergences and mental health issues.
Oh, yeah.
These meals give us something special to look forward to.
I totally get that. The puzzle piece of, like, your autism to my ADHD, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. A variety of neurospices.
Yeah. Multiple spices make a dish go around.
Yep, and now we have comments. Let Polly know she needs to start chipping in to feed her girlfriend or they don't get invited. The alternative is to have it at her place, even though there isn't enough room. Then another comment, your friend is a problem. Anyone who lacks the self-awareness to see that gorging themselves at the expense of the host is not someone you need to have in your home. You need to talk to your friend about how selfish her girlfriend is. If she's unwilling to talk to her partner about consideration in other people's homes, then she doesn't need to come to these parties.
Right.
This isn't a fat-shaming issue. It's an issue of a very large woman having no self-control and no consideration for other people. She has zero manners. If her appetite is that great, she should eat before she comes.
It really wouldn't matter about the size as the situation, right? Like, it wouldn't matter if this is a skinny person, or a pretty person, an ugly person, a woman, a man. Like, it wouldn't matter what it is. If someone eats half of the food that you set out for a group of 10 fucking people, they're being an inconsiderate pig. You know?
Right. And I don't remember if a comment in the video, but I remember some of the YouTube comments pointed this out, that, like, clearly Melissa was planning to take more, because she kept her salad and soup bowl.
Yeah.
And put more pieces of lasagna in there. Another comment. No one is entitled to $100 of a meal that's $25 per head. That's ridiculous. Grow a backbone and tell her that she either pays it or leaves the glutton at home. Melissa knew there would not be enough lasagna for everyone after what she took. Outrageous behavior.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It was super premeditated as well. Holy.
Mm-hmm. Not the asshole. If I'm hosting a dinner, yes, I'll be as accommodating as possible. Dietary restrictions, allergies, whatever. I will not, however, accommodate as someone who thinks taking an entire dish for themselves. My passive-aggressive response would be, everyone gets a piece before taking seconds, while staring right in her eyes. My more direct asshole response would be, the fuck are you doing? You can't just take an entire serving dish worth of food before anyone else gets to take a fucking bite?
Yeah.
Then edit, I think it's an edit of that comment, says, I don't want to seem like I'm fat shaming or anything like that, but for a guest to take half the food, at the least that's just bad manners, especially when everyone chipped in for the meal. Everyone involved needs to have a serious conversation about how to go forward. We're still going?
Yeah, they're still
More
restocking.
comments? Yep. You are right, this is beyond fat shaming. This is someone taking way, way more than they paid for and depriving others of what they paid for. It's also making others incredibly uncomfortable. It didn't actually bother me to see Melissa eat like that. It was kind of amazing in a weird voyeuristic way, but for the rest of the group, But the rest of the group is saying it was super uncomfortable for them. That was OP.
Yeah.
The comment.
Yeah, you know what? You have a point. It would only cost us 7 product points to start seeing star points, but I don't know, like, I don't know how they work.
I think it's just like you get the star points and then
No, but how do you get star
the-
points?
I think you just get the upgrade that is the star here.
Right,
and
but
yeah,
I'm talking about star
star
points for the
points.
broom.
Yeah, I think that's on the board here.
No, those are upgrades.
When you get, but I think when you get the one that's shaped like a star, you get a star point.
There's only 4 though. This is a gacha machine, Tyler.
Maybe the number underneath it is how many star points you get.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's probably some sort of like new game plus-ish system where once you start getting, once you like finished getting one, you start getting star points instead.
Maybe.
Have you played
Anyway.
Sea of Thieves?
No.
No. I'm impressed
Well,
with
Sea
your
of
restraint
Thieves
because I would have
nuts
lost.
fit in your mouth.
Alright, he got us with that one.
Yeah, that works. I'll accept that.
I'll take the L on that one.
No.
Anyway, yeah, continue, Tyler.
I'm impressed with your restraint because I would have lost my ever-loving shit on someone taking more than half. Did I read that right? Of the main course for themselves. Emily Post would have fainted thrice during the tirade I would have put forth. Good host or no. And then to have been berated for controlling someone's eating by stating that the food is for everyone would have ended their invites forthwith. Not the asshole. Forthwith. Like that word.
Good one,
We're getting
Dex.
fancy
Asil
vocabulary.
absolutely loves fancy vocabulary. Forthwith is fancy. Alright, Tyler. Dex, Asil absolutely loves her these nuts jokes. So you did good. You did good with that one.
You've impressed the D's Nuts master.
Yeah.
The ultimate mind goblin of the Sagandis tribe. Anyway,
Descendant of the mighty Ligma.
Who's Steve Jobs?
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how that's a D's nuts joke. How
Steve
is
Jobs?
Yeah.
It's an anti D's Nuts joke. It came from this meme where someone was like, "I can't believe Steve Jobs died of Ligma," and because obviously the other person is supposed to respond with "What's Ligma?" and then Ligma nuts, right?
Mhm.
But the other person responded,
Who's Steve Jobs?
But then the third panel is still them saying Ligma nuts and like obliterating them.
That doesn't even make any sense though. They didn't respond to it.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
It is. That's hilarious. Dex, you're in Aretha's server, right? Yes.
Dex is in Aretha's house, actually.
No, not right now. They will
Walls.
They will be soon.
In Aretha's walls.
They will be soon.
Like my little guy. I've got a little guy in my walls.
Do we need to talk, Tyler?
We've got mice.
Okay.
They're little guys. They're just around.
Yeah,
I know there's one in my room somewhere.
Tyler, continue.
Anyway, yeah. Update. Excrement is hitting the fan right now.
I'll just say shit, you fucking high-class pussy.
I thought I was safe because I knew Polly didn't use Reddit. But apparently Melissa told an online friend about 14-layer lasagna, and that friend saw the post and showed it to her. Stupid me wanting to show off my culinary prowess. Apparently, I'm not the only one this has happened to. I was silly to think, oh, it couldn't happen to me. So Melissa and Polly are at my house right now, enraged. My dad, the semi-retired crisis counselor, is talking to them, whilst I wait downstairs in my suite and cry. Yes, I am hiding behind my parents, but they are calmer and more objective, and I'm too anxious to have a rational conversation with Polly and Melissa. Update, sounds like they've split them off. Dad is in one room talking to Melissa, Mama's in another talking to Polly. I cannot get close enough to eavesdrop, and the damn cat won't tell me what he's hearing. Might as well take this time to answer some common questions. 1. The chip-in has been $25 per person who doesn't cook. Joan and I never pay, regardless of who hosts. So we've been working off a budget of $175 because the group is 9 people and 7 pay. Last night and this morning we decided to increase the chip-in to $35. As of this moment, Melissa is only invited if she sticks to appropriate portions, because no matter how much she pays, the rest of the group doesn't want to watch her eat like that.
Right.
Is that mean? I don't know.
No.
But given from the yelling from upstairs, I don't know if she or Polly will ever return.
Oh shit, they're fighting amongst each other. This is the perfect time to sneak in and kill them both and get the triple kill.
Yeah.
Ah!
2.
Like that.
Eh.
Anyway.
I love the cactuar sticking out of your face, especially when you start looking around.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. 2. For those who think I cannot have sturdy enough furniture, my dad's a very large man. My now deceased Opa and my uncle custom built most of the furniture in the house, at least the stuff he would sit on. Dad has lost a lot, but everyone in the family has a good chair or two for him to sit on in their homes.
Yeah.
3. Polly has helped me through a lot and has had a very difficult life, so I'm loath to upset her. I understand now that I need to grow a spine and that I don't need to be a doormat.
Yeah.
4. I built this group and started the parties in part because restaurants aren't an option for all involved. We have a plethora of, it says but I'm mental, physical, and neurospicy health issues going on. One of us has dwarfism and doesn't like being stared at. The parties are an escape from difficult lives. We dress up in vintage glam costumes we found in thrift stores or made ourselves, and pretend we're in golden age of Hollywood or something. It's a big deal, and both Joan and I truly love to cook and host. 5. I like cooking fancy food because I have to cook healthily all the rest of the time for my own weight loss and my diabetic parents. I don't want my parties to turn into salad and lentil fests. I eat that the rest of the time. 6. For whoever suggested a crawdad boil, we're in landlocked Canada. Beef is cheaper than crawdads around here. I haven't cooked much southern soul food, but it's a possibility if we don't include seafood because it costs the earth.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, that is a really easy way to make a fucking enormous amount of food for almost nothing, but
If
almost
you're
nothing in
somewhere
the provision
yeah.
in the provision area that you live on a beach. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost nothing if you live in a place where they're basically just bugs. They're everywhere. 7. Polly sees Melissa's issues as a disability that we should accommodate. She compared it to Dad building a wheelchair ramp on the front porch for my granny and auntie. But I now understand that letting Melissa gorge is not a kindness. It's enabling a very dangerous behavior.
Absolutely.
She could keel over in my dining room, and we do not want to deal with all the paperwork that would create. 8. I honestly did think that everyone who is morbidly obese and addicted to food got that way from trauma because my sister and I did.
Why is the restocker not restocking this bottle?
Bowl?
There's a bottle of premium soda missing in the fridge, and we have plenty of it.
Maybe he just figures it's not worth it?
That's not how they work.
Right, yeah. That's why I hesitated before finishing that sentence.
Yeah.
But...
Or is no one set to restock? Oh, no one's... Okay.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Man, I'm so poor that I can't even afford to pay attention. Hilarious.
Anyway, 9. I wasn't actually deprived of lasagna. Joan and I often share a piece. I've had bariatric surgery and I can't eat that much, and Joan prefers salad and bread and only a small portion of something as rich as lasagna.
Hmm. Especially 12 layer. Jesus.
14. You missed out 2 layers.
They said 12 earlier.
No, 14. 10. I'll post the recipe once I remember all of it. It's a combo of a few different ones and some right from my head. I'm extremely stressed right now, so remembering ingredients isn't working. 11. I was wrong on Melissa's weight. She's 490 pounds. My bad.
Oh,
I'm not good at estimating
boy.
those things.
It doesn't really make a difference.
12. I would be much calmer right now and not be having chest pains if this was rage bait. I wish it was rage bait. Sorry to disappoint. Did you buy something? What'd you buy?
The next frozen foods.
Woohoo! Yippee!
We might not have the... Oh, actually, it's pretty inexpensive.
Neat.
What color box? Whoa!
Damn. Them be blue.
Alright. Get to pricing, bitch.
Price gremlin. Price gun. Woohoo! Yippee!
They've already started placing shit. Because they had someone on Restocker for a moment.
Well, good thing the boxes are bright blue. Makes them easier to find.
Yeah, alright, well, I'm gonna need you to...
Alright, sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to get out of the way, but there was a box in my way.
Just stay here and focus on the pricing. Don't worry about the storage. I'll handle that.
Okay. 13. Please don't call Melissa derogatory names. This is not about hating on fat people. I was looking for advice on how to approach her obesity and food addiction behavior with fairness and compassion. Also, thanks to all the kind and helpful things that people said. Some of the douchey ones gave me a laugh, like the Egypt who thought that 2 enormous lasagnas doesn't feed 10 people. I'll write another post when things are resolved.
The Egypt.
Egypt.
You're a doggone Egypt.
First off, thanks to everyone who responded kindly. This is update 3, apparently. Oh yeah, I guess it was edited.
Yeah, that was update 2.
Yep. Alright, so now this is update 3.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Thanks to everyone who responded kindly. I'm still working through all the private messages, and I'll get there. Also, I'm still working on remembering the whole lasagna recipe. I'll post it when I do. First, an apology. I knew Polly didn't use Reddit, but I was foolish and didn't think that Melissa might. I was out of line with some of what I said, like calling it a live mukbang show, and for that I apologize. This post was not supposed to be
Wait,
about
what?
fat shaming, and I did. Apparently, in one of the comments, I think that OP deleted the comment, so that's why it doesn't appear in the video. OP called watching Melissa eat like that a live mukbang show.
Hmm.
I don't know what a mukbang is.
Wait, you don't?
One of the YouTube comments is like calling what Melissa did a live mukbang show isn't fat shaming. It's just a description of the events.
Yeah. Mukbangs are not about fat people. I mean, people have that association, though, because of, what's his face, right? That guy that was, like, really well known for eating huge portions of food and, like, just being fat on the internet, and then he did the 180 where all those videos were
He, like,
pre-recorded.
disappeared for a while.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't even disappear. All the videos were just pre-recorded.
And he just showed up, like, skinny all of a sudden.
Hmm. He does mukbangs. And I think it's probably because of, like, him and situations like that, like, people probably assume or correlate that to being, like, about obesity, but it's not. It's just when you eat a bunch of fucking food. Like, that's it. That's all it is.
Right. Well, OP called it a live mukbang show, and I guess was probably
Accused
got
of...
yelled at some point for that,
Yeah.
either by the comments or maybe by Melissa herself. This post was not supposed to be about fat shaming, and I did in my comments fat shame. That's on me, and I apologize. I don't hate Melissa for being obese. My problem has solely been about the etiquette and the fairness of the food consumption, and the stress it puts on me to see someone binge eat so severely when I battle that disorder.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's actually a really good fucking point, right? Like, being in an environment that has drugs in it makes it harder to be someone fighting a drug addiction.
Right.
Like, just objectively.
Yeah, it's like being an alcoholic in a bar.
Literally.
Like when you're trying to go sober.
Literally, by definition. So yeah, I didn't think about that.
Update. That day that they came to my update. That day that they came to my house, I did eventually speak to Melissa and Polly after they calmed down. Melissa has always dreamed of having friends who would accept her as she is and to be in a group where she can eat the way she does without judgment. Polly believed that I would provide that. I told him I can't because I almost ate myself to death and helping someone else do it is too much. Also, most of my other guests were uncomfortable. I said I would provide double portions to Melissa, which is a lot of food, but no more. I did not mention the cost because I didn't want them to offer to pay as a way around it. They said they'd think about it, but Polly messaged me a few days later and said that she could not forgive me humiliating her partner online unless I showed true remorse by, quote, giving Melissa what she needs. An unlimited buffet at my home.
Yeah.
So our friendship is over. Another member of the group has sided with Polly, upset at the fact that I discussed this online.
I don't get the being upset that discussing things with online thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's anonymous, and until you draw attention to it, no one online would really... But even, it's like, I don't know.
Me neither. Anyway.
People need to talk about it
Blew
sometimes. Blew out!
Time's robbed!
We were robbed. I can't believe we had the opportunity. We lost 6 money because of robbers.
I'm gonna kill them.
6 money. I am going to kill them. Can we hire? Oh yeah, I guess we can hire security, but we don't have a space for it.
Yeah, not yet. We will be able to soon, though. And having a third employee at the end of the day to make restocking and shit faster will also be really nice.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna jump us straight in.
Once we get to the employees will place products faster, we'll be right next to hiring an extra employee too, so...
Yeah. So we need another freezer, basically. So the next frozen goods one is also going to be really expensive, because I'm going to need to buy a whole nother freezer. Those freezers, that standing freezer alone was like 1,500. They are expensive. Oh hey, my playlist is... Huh. I'm just gonna put on chill... playlist of individual videos that are all at slightly different fucking volumes. The playlist has been playing videos this whole time. But you know.
Right.
Alright. Are you handling my register for me?
I'm watching these fuckers.
I don't know how you're supposed to tell.
I'm assuming something pops up over the head or something.
Tyler, you should probably just do... Well, I guess your register is open.
Yeah. I'll just jump over and handle the thing if someone comes up.
$75. Oh shit, I'm also gonna have to buy... yeah, I'm gonna have to buy new shelves as well, I think. Yeah, we've only got 2 empty spots left. So we'll have to buy a new storage shelf and a new freezer. If they were throwing out full names, it's a real issue, but until they do that, they're full of shit.
Also, I think most people come up with fake names.
They were probably
Yeah.
fake names.
And I'm pretty sure OP did, because when the names were all first introduced, OP put quotes around them.
Right.
Like, I didn't read out the quotes because I figured it was assumed that, like, these are fake names, so I'm not gonna say
I
fake
assume...
name, Joan.
I assume every Reddit story is fake names.
Yeah, the only stories where I assume, like, an actual real name is used is when it's an issue of, like, when it's, like, my baby's, like, the specific name of, like, my specific name that makes them upset, or, like,
Yeah.
my baby's specific name that they're upset about.
Yeah.
But sometimes even then they'll be like, think of it like if their name is this, then the nickname they're using is this. It's that far away.
Yeah. Or...
But people still find a way to use fake names there.
Or when it's like...
72.
Or when it's, like... The update, but from the other side coming in to clear things up, and they're like...
Oh, yeah.
So, Kevin! You know... But, like, that's usually valid.
Yeah. That's... Usually there's some beef.
I don't like you being up there.
Yeah, I'll be over here.
Oops. Oh, that's 59. 59! You suck my dick and I break my back into an S shape.
I go to reciprocate, but you suck my dick so well, makes my back arch.
Wait, if they were fake
Stay.
names, then Melissa's friend telling her about the story online is some serious BS. No, it's not. If I fucking... if I wrote a story of, like, fucking a specific set of circumstances, but I replaced the name, and you were a part of those circumstances, you'd still recognize the story.
Especially if it had something so hyper-specific as a 14-layer lasagna.
Yeah. Man, having a diversity of products really makes fucking sales rocket up. Oh shit, today's Thursday, you didn't check prices. Fuck. Alright, well.
Oh shit.
You wanna
That'll
close your
probably be fine.
you wanna close your register and do that?
Sure. It means I can't stay vigilant with the broom.
That's fine. Well, you have to finish the person that you... Alright, I'll just do it.
I closed it before anyone was there.
Yeah, but not in the code. Oh, I hate doing this backwards! Alright.
You gonna be okay?
No.
Oops. I accidentally briefly set the price of olive oil to $2,021.
Imagine if someone bought it. Hey Tyler, there's a particular corner that you can click in the... Or I think they actually took it out in one of the updates, but there was a particular corner you could click in the game about digging a hole. It's very, very precise, but if you click there, you just get $10,000.
Nice.
There's like a little dev sheet that just got left in for the release.
Yeah.
The current speedrun tactic is even funnier though. You know how one of the things you want to do is to dig out every inch of the hole?
Hmm.
What if I told you that you could do that in like 10 seconds?
I would be impressed.
Yeah. So there are lamps that you can buy, right? And if you hit them with your shovel, a bit of code plays and a sound effect plays that like deletes the lamp. But for some odd reason, that code isn't instantaneous. And additionally, for some odd reason, that code is directed not at the lamp as an object, but at the object the shovel is pointing at. So you can like click to destroy the lamp and then immediately drag your mouse to something else and it will just delete that object, even if it has literally zero like actual functionality with the shovel. Like you could get out of bounds because you could just delete the back wall.
That's hilarious.
And so you can delete all of the diggable ground just by putting a lamp directly on top of the grass at the very start and then like clicking on it and dragging your mouse very slightly but immediately to the grass, right? And then you can do it a second time to delete every single rock. Like,
Sir,
you know,
please move. I'm trying to price these things.
you know, like every single rock that you gather for money and shit.
Hmm. Man, it's a shame I didn't do this earlier. Most of our shit actually got more expensive.
God damn it, Tyler. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. It's inflation, right?
Mm-hmm.
This game just has a natural inflation mechanic, so everything just gets more expensive over time, and that's part of how the game gives you more money. But does it also
Yeah.
mean the products are gonna okay. Customers, don't worry
I
about the
think so.
physics that I just broke in the front wall. It's fine. See, it fixed itself.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, Asil, you like Stardew Valley, right? Yeah, I played it. And you know how it has, like, the capacity to be modded to the fucking nth hell and back?
Save the queens.
Yeah. I found a mod that Tyler absolutely fucking hates that basically converts each individual crop to, like, Abigail Catgirl mod. That is really the best you can think of, alright. I found a mod that like converts every single crop into like a living, breathing, like stock market kind of economy where they constantly go up and down in price and value, and like you have 91, and you have to like play the investing game. With like crops. And Tyler hates the mod, and I kind of fucking love it.
Oh, I absolutely hate it.
Buy less, sell big, baby!
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh my god,
Got
Tyler!
Yeah,
120.
nice. I am actively increasing the price on some of these things, so...
Yeah, what do you think of that Modasil?
Can y'all please get out of my way? The price gun has a pretty impressive range. It, however, cannot price an item through a human being, and the human being's just love getting in my way.
Sorry, what mod?
So-
I was like, what do you mean? Like, where did you fucking? You actively responded to something I said literally seconds before it. That not. There's a mod that makes every single crop, like, the value of every single crop act like a living, breathing stock market, where they constantly raise and lower the value of them based on how much they get like sold or like, you know, like all like just everything you could like come to understand from the invisible money that is the stock trade.
It's even more fake than the regular fake stock market.
Yeah. Sia Sill's with me. She says, "Oh, that sounds neat."
That's great for you guys, you numbers nerds.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys both like Terraria, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Oh, okay, hold on. What? Terraria's not related to that.
Yeah, but like you have specific, like, interests in similar things that are directly against
Why
things
the
that
fuck
I
is
am
my
interested in.
monitor constantly... I'm sorry. My second monitor is, like, on the fritz. It keeps on turning off. Terraria is not a numbers nerd game. Yeah, I think what Tyler is saying, though, is that we have the same kind of brain that likes similar shit. And the brain that likes Terraria probably also likes the numbers nerd kind of
The
shit.
stock market.
But I don't understand that at all because, like, I don't think about my build, I just reforge everything to Lucky and Attackman. So Lucky, yeah, we've been talking about that. Lucky is the thing you go for. Instead of Menacing. Is this a possibility that it only works really good in Calamity when where Calamity adds a whole new like difficulty of like content, and so like shit scales, like critical scales even bigger the more your base damage is, right? So it's like, or are you saying that it's even really good in vanilla?
$98.
Still nowhere near my 120, but keep trying.
I didn't know you had 120.
I said that.
You didn't.
I did. I said
I remember you explaining
120.
something about 90.
Yeah, and then a moment later I said, Tyler, oh my god, 120. And you were like, yeah, well, I am actively making everything more expensive.
I said that in response to the 90. Whatever. Hello, excuse me, sorry, I had to go pet the cat.
Alright, looks like we're done.
Blower. Blower revolution.
Everyone get to restocking. Nope, that's cashier. Everyone get to restocking. Remember to turn your checkout off at the end of the day, so that Millie doesn't go back into it at the start of the next day.
Anyway,
The ideal
So that's where
reforge
we're
on
at.
accessories is surprisingly hotly debated. Yeah, it's not surprising. If it's a thing that can be discussed on the internet, then it's not a surprise.
yeah. The roundness of the Earth is hotly debated in corners of the internet.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
so that's where we're at. My group has shrunk. We'll grow again. There are a few people we're going to discuss who might make a good additions, but we skipped this month's party because of the stress and drama. As to whether I should have discussed it online at all, I've decided that I'm not sorry for that. I changed enough details that someone outside the circle would not recognize it. Some genders, names, ages, medical conditions, who has what career, which relatives I live with, who has what career again, have been altered to preserve anonymity. I needed advice, and I thought anonymously online would be better than asking a bunch of people I knew, because I didn't want to tell people who knew Melissa what happened.
Right.
I said some pretty foul things in my comments of the first post, like the live mukbang show. I do understand why Polly wanted to end the friendship. That was very wrong of me, especially because I did not want to present this as hateful towards fat people. I wanted to present it with compassion, help people understand how horrific food addiction is, so they'd have more empathy for those plagued with it. Polly's demand wasn't so much about creating the unlimited buffet as it was prioritizing Melissa's wishes to eat all that she wanted, in spite of the discomfort of my other guests and allowing my own food addiction issues to be triggered. I did explain to Polly about how much it triggered me, and I think that demand was deliberate in that I should put myself in such discomfort to atone. I was wrong for the rude things I said, but I won't put myself in danger to atone. I've been stress eating since it happened, worse than since things blew up, and I need to get it under control. I think Polly is taking advantage of the fact that I don't want to upset someone for being obese, and she told Melissa that I wouldn't object to her eating all she wanted. I think she sees me as a safe space for Melissa to live out her compulsions unopposed. Polly might have more of a manipulative side than I thought.
So it doesn't matter too much now. Hey.
Yeah. I always thought I did provide an all-you-can-eat. I want my guests to be stuffed and satisfied. It's part of my cultural background to feed people as a gesture of love. That's why I made 2 lasagnas when I could have gotten by with one, cutting the pieces smaller. But I've never met someone whose food addiction was that extensive. I want to be clear that I see her as sick, not an evil, greedy person.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that.
Yeah.
I accidentally killed that man.
No! 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 You cannot!
You don't like it?
No! 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 Brayden is fucking obsessed with that song, Tyler. You cannot! No!
I'm sorry.
No! I hear that enough! No! No! Hold on, I need to... Angry face. No! No, Tyler. Bad.
Okay.
Bad.
Okay.
Good. I had to pause the music for that one.
Okay. Someone stole from me. Female 24. How do I deal with the suspects? Alright, it's a list of the suspects. Brother, best friend, girlfriend, housemate, and housemate's girlfriend. All in their, like, early to late 20s range. Shall I continue?
I'm confused. What are you continuing?
Reddit story. I started the next story. I read the title of the next story.
What?
The next Reddit story, the title is Someone Stole From Me. How do I deal with the suspects?
The fuck? Alright.
Bear with me, it's a long one. My grandfather recently passed away, and he left me and my brother a watch and a tin of cash each. We received about 750 pounds each, and the watches were purely sentimental value. I was given the tin with the money on Saturday afternoon, and was too busy to go to the bank to deposit it, and the banks are closed Sunday. Between Saturday afternoon, the 14th, and Monday morning, the 16th, the cash and the tin were stolen. The tin was put in my bottom drawer on Saturday afternoon, and was not there Monday morning.
How much cash are we talking?
$750. Pounds, rather.
Oh, that doubles it. That literally doubles it.
The issue is that there was a large number of people who had the opportunity to take that money, and I don't know who did it. Seeing as I don't want to drag everyone onto the Jeremy Kyle show, I don't know what that is, I'm turning to Reddit for suggestions. How do I figure out who took this money? If I have to go to the police, I will, but I would really rather not, seeing as I have no evidence.
What is the Jeremy Kyle show? British tabloid talk show presented by Jeremy Kyle. Fucking cool. What is it, though? Puts two opposing arguments, normally social problems, on stage and tries to resolve them.
Oh, fun.
Sometimes using shock, ellipsis, and I don't really want to know what the rest of that is. No, thank you. Shock therapy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Sets them up both up to electrodes. It's like, all right, we're going to talk about the social issues, but if you say anything factually incorrect, we will shock you. That might work, actually.
You know?
Anyway. You know, I said it as a joke of something horrifying, but now that I'm thinking about it...
Right, okay, here's a question. Would you be willing to be culpable for the fact that people on the left are often just as factually inaccurate about a lot of stuff?
Just as is generous. Because, like, statistically and empirically, they're just not.
Fair. Frequently, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be funny. Not as, like, a, brain-melting, like, zap.
No,
Like, more
like
like-
a little
Electrodes that, like, make your arms seize up that, like, YouTubers do for
faking.
fucking challenge runs or whatever.
Yeah. What's it like to be pregnant? And they strapped into their
Yeah,
inner
sure, but-
thighs.
Every time I get shot, like, the electrodes go off in the arm and I have to still win the Fortnite or whatever. You know that shit?
Yeah. But
Or they just have to
also
go
the
off-
thing
they
that
just
I
have to go off
said.
random.
But also the thing that I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will probably have to end stream somewhat soon. It basically have to end when Brayden gets home so we can start driving up.
Okay. So I shouldn't start the story then.
No, start the story. It's more that we probably shouldn't start the next day.
Alright. The suspects are as follows. My brother Michael, 27. He was at my house on Saturday afternoon, as we'd both received our inheritances. We hung out for a bit talking about my granddad. He only had about 5 minutes in my bedroom alone, but I can't remember if I saw the tin after he left. I was more interested in the watch, and it had been a long day. I don't think it'd be him because he got his own money, but he does need money a lot more than me, and as his girlfriend is pregnant. My best friend Daniel, 24. He came over Sunday, and he had plenty of opportunity throughout the day. I told him about the money, but I didn't tell him it was in my room. Daniel is wealthy as hell, and my 750 pounds would be petty cash to him. I don't see why he'd steal from me, but he would have had the best opportunity. My girlfriend Carrie, 23. She stayed over Saturday night, and was super quick to leave Sunday morning. She's been acting a bit off at the moment, but she doesn't get on with my housemate. I don't think she'd steal from me. I wouldn't be with her if I did, but we've only been seeing each other for a couple months.
Don't think, doesn't mean, is not. You're emotionally compromised with that one, buddy.
Yeah. My housemate Kane, 28. He wasn't in the house until Sunday evening, and his girlfriend was with him, and they both vouch for each other. Kane's a bit weird, and has poor boundaries, especially with Carrie, but he's generally pretty honest. If I didn't think he was a safe
Ooh.
person to be around, I wouldn't be living with him.
Ugh.
Kane's
Poor
girlfriend,
boundaries.
Alessa.
Poor boundaries, especially with his girlfriend. That sentence gave me all
Yeah.
sorts of ick.
Yeah. Kane's girlfriend, Alessa, 21. I think it's her. I don't know her at all, but she really dislikes me and Carrie. But Kane swears up and down that he and Alessa were in each other's sight the whole time, and that she isn't a thief. Alessa is also super bad with money, so if she had an extra 750 pounds lying around, she would have had her nails done, new clothing, and things to show for it, which makes me think she might not have stolen it. Also, I have no idea how she would have known about the money or found it. I've spoken to each of the suspects. Michael and Daniel are outraged on my behalf, but have distanced themselves. Carrie is super worried that I think it was her, and is pointing the finger at Kane and Alessa. Kane seems really confused by everything and won't comment, and Alessa has accused everybody except herself and Kane. She's even suggested that there was no money and I'm trying to cause drama. Since that Monday, it's been awful. Carrie doesn't want to see me, Daniel's been avoiding me, Alessa's been really in my face and passive-aggressive about accusing her. Michael's told me that it hurt him really badly to be accused of stealing from me. Are there any ideas or suggestions on how to figure this out before I get the police involved? And is there any point in involving the police?
They're gonna find a. It's gonna. I can tell you right now, the police will find it hard to really care about $750.
Yeah.
That's not a big enough deal. It should be. I really want to point that out there. Like, it should be, because it's, you know, you were stolen from.
I think also the main
Green
issue of, like...
beans for $10 fucking dollars? Out, my store is a scam, Tyler.
Yeah. We are straight up scamming these people.
Truly.
One comment says, so who on the list actually knew where you had the money hidden? And OP replies, I'm not 100% sure. Michael was there when I put the money away. Carrie knows that's where I stash things for safekeeping in general. Daniel also knows my habit of using bottom drawers as a kind of deal with this later drawer, since we've been friends forever. I don't think Kane knows. He knew I had inherited money from my granddad, because me and Carrie were talking about my plans for the money, but he didn't know where it was. Alessa wouldn't know, unless Kane told her. So Michael, Carrie, and Daniel definitely knew. Kane might. Alessa most likely didn't. And then someone said, Lampshade is the name of this commenter, and that'll come into play. Says, so your main suspects are Alessa and Carrie. Wait until you're alone with Alessa and Kane and tell them you've decided to give whoever it was a chance at redemption. If you find 750 pounds anonymously sent to your account within 2 weeks, you will consider everyone innocent and not notify the police. Then, wait until you're alone with Carrie. Tell her you've decided to give whoever it was a chance at redemption. If you find £750 in a plain envelope in your mail within 2 weeks, you will consider everyone innocent and not notify the police.
That's fucking brilliant! In whatever way he receives the money! Alright, this lampshade is the best Reddit user. Sorry, they just are.
And another commenter replies, oh, this is some Game of Thrones shit, I love it. And OP updates. First off, thank you for the suggestions. I went with the idea that Lampshade offered. I took each person aside and told them I was going to go to the police if the money wasn't returned. I told each person to put the money in a different spot. About 100 pounds was returned to the spot that I told Kane to use. Kane took me aside and asked me not to be too harsh on Alessa as she's only young. I played along and agreed. Later I sent Alessa a text and asked if she knew that Kane was pinning the theft on her. She hit the roof. She came to the house, flipped out on Kane. Apparently he told her that he'd seen Carrie taking it, that everyone else was ganging up and blaming her. Kane apparently enjoys being the puppet master. I could fill a book with the lies he's been telling on a lot of us. His Cloud Cuckoo Lander behavior is more or less an act, and the money's just sitting in his sock drawer. Alessa tore his room apart until she found the money, which she gave back to me. Kane just likes to see people fight. I'm moving out of Kane's place and in with Daniel. Alessa has dumped Kane. I have my money back. Daniel was never fake.
Give me the bio on Kane again?
Kane was his housemate. OP's housemate.
Kind of weird, especially kind of weird boundaries, especially with the girlfriend.
The weird boundaries guy.
Okay.
Daniel was never that phased, so he's forgiven me. Michael's hurt, and Carrie's just relieved I didn't really think it was her. Probably gonna spend this money on fun stuff to do with Daniel, Carrie, and Michael to smooth over the justifiable hurt feelings incurred. It's like the fucking puppet master just stirring up shit for absolutely no reason.
Yeah. Right, but that means you'd like him. Don't lie.
In real life.
Don't lie.
Not in real life.
Oh yeah, like that'd make the difference.
Wouldn't like a Kokichi type person in real life.
Uh-huh. Have you petted the
just
cat?
Like I wouldn't.
Go on,
the cat.
Go on, say it just like you wouldn't like me in real life, Tyler. I get it.
No, I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't like someone like Junko in real life. But, like, in media, she's fun.
Okay, but that's different. You can recognizably say that Junko is a bad person and you just like her. You say Kokichi is a good person.
Well, yes.
Exactly.
But, like, in real life, he'd be fucking annoying, regardless of whether like ultimately his intentions and actions are like good.
Do you still like the idea that Nagito would truly be like a page of hope? Or no, not a page of hope, like a bard of hope?
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it like makes a lot of
Didn't you
sense.
think Prince?
Prince and
'Cause
Bard are on
Prince
the
is active
same.
destruction.
Yeah, Prince and Bard are on the same. Just Bard is the passive and Prince is the active, and he sort of does a bit of both. Is the situation?
I think Prince. I like Prince of Hope more, both because
Of
he
the s-
does tend to be more active in shit, and
Yeah,
also just because the idea of him being the Prince of Hope and just very much misinterpreting that.
yeah. Here's a question then: what would Nagito be? No, what would? Just fully dips into fucking like.
Yeah, just like, hey, buddy, are you okay?
I'm alright. Can we move on to a different subject? I'd like to know who you think Nagito would be. No, fucking, I meant Makoto. I know you don't.
Makoto.
I know you don't have like a super strong like idea on all the class specs though, because I think his
have
aspect
to-
would also
think-
be hope.
I think he'd be Hope, right? Whichever one of the things has to do with like being someone who like nurtures and cares for a thing and like is like the main.
Oh my
person who
god,
helps
he's
grow.
he's made of hope.
He's the maid of Hope.
He's made of hope. Yeah,
that sounds
A
right.
maid is someone who corrects their aspect or who corrects reality through their aspect. You know, cleans, fixes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
like,
yeah, that is Makoto.
yeah, absolutely. Whereas Nagito
Everywhere
is
he goes.
being a prince. He's one who destroys their aspect or who destroys through their aspect. And yeah, it's really interesting that destroying the aspect of hope is horrible, and destroying shit with the power of hope is like the kind of thing you would see a hero do, right? And it's like
Mhm.
really, really interesting to see, because he sort of is, isn't he? Right? Like half the time he's like making everyone's lives horrible, and then also he's like doing like fucking like really, really big, important, heroic things.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is why Prince of Hope really works well for him. But yeah, Nagito would be he'd be made of hope.
Like there are a lot of like a good chunk of the trials where he is like the only reason that we get to the answer.
Absolutely.
But also
There's also a
good
lot of
chunk
trials that
where
are
he's the only reason that someone's dead.
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't be having this trial if it wasn't for you.
Including the trial where he dies in it. In that.
Yeah. What about Junko then? What would her class spec be? Like, what would her aspect be first? Or actually, no, it's better to do class first, because, like, class you can decide by her behavior, the aspect you decide by the outcomes of the behavior, you know what I mean? So, like, Nagito, you decide what he does, he's a prince because you see him actively destroy things, right? And
Right.
you analyze what he destroys and how it gets destroyed to be like, hope, he's a prince of hope. Right?
Juko kind of also just destroys anything and everything.
Yeah,
I would
she
say
could be a prince of life.
Blood?
Ooh, blood,
'Cause
yeah.
Blood is like bonds and shit.
Blood
She's
is-
constantly
Yeah.
like she almost never destroys shit like directly herself. She's using people around her.
Well, that'd actually
Like
be a bard.
She uses Mikan to get to.
That would-
She uses Mikan to get to
That's not a prince then, that's a bard.
Bard of Blood.
Yeah. Because bard is the passive class in that. That's why Gamzee is a bard, right? If you remember, Gamzee doesn't outright kill anyone.
That doesn't sound right, but I
It
don't
doesn't
remember
sound
anything
right.
enough.
No, but it is. It isn't.
Because I remember he being absolutely covered in blood at certain points, and I'm just like, that can't be right.
I could be wrong
Did he
about, like...
kill Nekola, or is that?
I don't remember exactly. As far as I understand, though, like,
Didn't he kill? He killed Equius, didn't he?
I know he is a bard, though.
Yeah. He's the Bard of Void, wasn't he?
No, Rage.
Bard of Rage. Yeah, that's it. I was thinking it was like it was the purple one. Purple
Yeah.
is Void. Void seems purpley. And it's like no, I forgot. There
What's your
was, like, so
favorite
much stuff.
What's your favorite class, and what's your favorite aspect?
I don't know.
No, you don't know.
I don't know.
I would think about
Uh,
all the characters you like the most, because a lot of them are really similar when you boil them down to their
I-
classes and aspects.
I like space
Yeah. So you like Jade?
and I like space and I like the I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like, it's weird. My favorite class spec is not who Aretha or I am, if I'm being honest. Like, I know that I'm an Aerith Breath. Like, that's the one that makes the most sense to me, right?
Mhm.
But my favorite class specs, I have one class and two aspects, but the two aspects are in a pair, if that makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
they're the opposite pairs. And it's the Thief of Light or Thief of Void.
Would Monokuma be a different class spec than Junko?
No, that's right. You don't have to respond to the thing I said. Monokuma... He probably would be, because the character of Monokuma is a very specific character that isn't what Junko is.
Even though she is directly controlling him for
Yeah. 100% of
most
the
of
story.
the games.
I think it's 100% of the story.
She isn't in B3
Anyway,
technically.
so yeah, my favorite
But-
class spec, Tyler.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
I did say I was hoping to get a response about that.
I don't have anything to add.
It's
I don't know enough.
Vriska! It's Vriska and Roxy!
I don't remember what they were.
They're both
They were
thieves.
the orange one.
They were both thieves.
Oh.
Vriska's the thief of light, which means that she steals. She focuses on the more ephemeric side of luck, right? But she also
Mhm.
frequently steals the narrative because, like, that's, you know, something that she can do with her fucking powers. And Roxy is a thief of void. And, like, I like her powers because when you summarize them as she steals nothing, that's, like, fucking funny. But, like, hers are actually some of the most useful powers when you extrapolate what she could do from a full understanding of what void is as a concept.
Hmm.
Because she could steal the lack of something to make something happen, you know?
So our ideal class spec would be a thief of space then.
Yeah?
'Cause I like space and you like thief.
Roxy's cool. I love Roxy. A thief of space could steal someone's space. Ah. You're in a tiny box now. Claustrophobia for you.
Technically.
When will you learn? Hold on.
Technically, the lungs are a space.
Hold on. The principal from Baldi's Basics is a thief of space because he locks you in a small class in the detention room.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
So yeah, you like space, but you
Would-
can't think of like a particular class that you like.
No, because I can't remember them all.
That's fine.
And I wouldn't go by, like, whatever their thing is. I would just be like, I like the outfit the most.
I mean, Homestuck is a self-driven like fandom, so you can go like that. But you could also just have the outfit you like on the class that makes the most like sense.
I suppose.
Right?
Uh-huh.
There are 12 classes 14 if you count the 2 god classes. And they're all essentially split down into pairs of I actively do something or I incite others to do it for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I need to go to the bathroom really bad.
Cool, okay. Are we calling it then?
Be right back. I don't know. Are we?
I don't know, are we?
You're the one who had to call it early, man. How early is early? Is it now?
Well, Brayden finishes work at 3. I don't know how long they'll be before they get home and then we have to leave. Probably too long that I don't think we can start another day.
We were robbed twice!
Huh.
We lost 41 money! We gotta get a security guard. I don't know how I missed that.
I cast Taint Deletion. I don't think it's broadcasted, is what I'm saying. You're saying that you think it's like broadcasted in some way. I don't think it is.
I don't know how we identify it then.
Probably people walking in, going to shelves, and then walking straight out.
I suppose.
That's how
Alright, we're
people.
calling it?
That's how people rob in real stores, Tyler. It's not like I'm gonna go into a store and then I'm gonna be like, I am about to commit a crime.
I know, but this is a video game. In Supermarket Sim, the shoplifters are very obviously shoplifting.
I cast Taint Deletion. Go to the bathroom. I'll hang out for a bit longer.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Don't forget to pet the cat! Tyler's not gonna pet the cat. Is there a goat? Hmm. Who says we can't play Cult of the Lamb? I'll be the lamb and they can be the goat. Cactus. These hats are stupid AF, I enjoy. Yeah. And you can make any employee wear any hat as well. We have this running theme where everyone wears TV heads. And what's really crazy is the TV is a browser. So, like, I could make it... the TV controls show what's on the browser. Including audio if it's a YouTube video. Place Soldier Quest on them during work hours.
I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. Swag. I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh you can
I gathered.
I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. Swag. I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh you can suck my nuts. I'm so fresh
Hold on. Oh, I didn't. Okay, hold on. There you go. I hope Tyler gets back from son. They can't hear it. Yeah. I love the trope of the meme video that goes with this song though. Not the specific I'm So Fresh version, but like of like just the little animated character that's essentially going through like a you know, a summary of the story. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? Because like that's what the original like that's well not what the original, but that's like what the popular meme that goes along this song is.
Hi.
Hi. I'm still disappointed that if I put a song on my browser, you can't hear it in the thing because the browser like syncing is still very dysfunctional.
Ah, yeah. Why, are you trying to rickroll me again?
No. It's
Why
definitely
exactly
not.
the person decided to make this song? Which song?
Soldier Quest.
Oh. So what were we talking about? Do we think all of the protagonists would be something of hope?
No. Definitely not.
I think Kaede would be, but Shuichi would not. Because it has to do with like their role in the plot as well, right? And Kaede
I'm
at
trying
least
to
part of
remember what the
Kaede's
fuck
role in the
characters you're talking about.
in V3, Kaede was the pianist.
Oh, I don't care about V3, Tyler. It's the worst one. I was thinking of the other characters in Danganronpa 1, you know, like Kyoko
Oh, I
and
was thinking of
Aoi and shit like
protagonist.
that. No, fucking...
Right. Just because like partially they're it describes their roles, and at least part of her role is to pretend to be the protagonist for a chapter. So if we ascribe hope to protagonism, then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, if we want to look at the other,
I feel like their characters are gonna fit a fairly reasonable archetype, though. The character that's the logical, I'll help you with everything character is always probably gonna be a something of mind, probably a knight of mind, you know?
probably.
Because, like, that is really just the basic icon, like... I mean, that literally was the thing that Terezi constantly roleplayed as, is like a judge, right? And like a detective.
Right.
And so like
Um,
she's not a knight, but like
Mind is about like intellect and like knowledge, right?
it's like logical shit. It's also about like people let me Homestuck class specs explanation. Because I had
I was thinking about it. I was thinking maybe Monokuma would be mind something as well.
I had this page that I was using. Do you want to take a class spec quiz actually, Tyler?
Sure. Chiaki would be blood. Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright. So the first question is if you care about what gender of class you get, because I suppose there are some classes that are like only girls can be maids. I think that's stupid. So
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't care if I get a masculine or feminine class. Question 1: where do you spend the most time online during doing Homestuck related stuff? Twitter or the Fediverse for fast and furious discussion, Tumblr or DeviantArt, the Homestuck Discord or a Homestuck Discord, r/Homestuck, the home of walls of text, archive of our own, you really like fanfiction, you're not really active anywhere, you mostly just lurk, you don't really use any of those, only smaller and more obscure communities, or why would someone waste their time obsessing over some webcomic? Nerds. I'm gonna open 3 copies of this page and have all of us, like Asil, you can also answer the questions.
I guess technically the last one, because, or not the last one, like who it says, but like, my Homestuck phase was also before my phase where I got really into a particular social media. So like all of my Homestuck obsession was literally in person with like 2 friends that I had in real life. And like all of the fan fiction and fan art that I drew and wrote of it was in a physical notebook that I never showed to anyone.
Yeah.
That I never posted anywhere.
You should
I
be
guess
fun.
DeviantArt, like, it was like overlapped with like the beginning of DeviantArt, but like I was out of Homestuck by the time I like got more into DeviantArt and then onto Tumblr. So I guess technically DeviantArt, Tumblr.
Yeah. So what are you answering?
DeviantArt, Tumblr.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna stream this to you. I have no social media access to use.
Close do you just want to close Supermarket Simulator and focus on this?
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna stream this to you, and I'm gonna put this on my Twitch stream real quick.
Dude. Oh, I gotta turn off my music because you're playing music.
Yeah.
Lame.
I know. Alright. So, Tyler, your answer is the,
Tumblr or DeviantArt.
Yeah. Asil, what would you say is yours? And I have an answer for mine already. We're all gonna take a Homestuck class spec quiz. Second from the bottom. Yeah. And for me, it is Homestuck Discords. So what, in your opinion, is the greatest way you contribute to the fandom? Thoughts, discussion, and I don't know what IDE is, but theories about the plot, about characters and relationships.
In-depth exclamation.
Oh.
In-depth
Explanation. Yeah. Thought through your super awesome fan art, through your hellaciously sweet image manipulations. They're making things through making things that aren't 2D visual art, fan music, fan blah 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 blah. through community activities, fandom-wide project playing, Homestuck servers, etc. You're more of a lurker, and you aren't a lurker, but you don't. But you know you've made more of a negative contribution than a positive one winky face.
Not 2D visual art. I was much more of a writer in this
Yeah.
period of my life, so I also did a lot of role playing,
Asil is a
and I just
lurker.
consider that more of. I just consider that more of a writing, also writing technically collaborative fanfic, if you think of role playing that way.
And mine would be this. Alright. If you could have any of the below powers in real life, which would you go for? Oh god. Permanent young adulthood, you could still die from physical trauma, but otherwise you'd be a normal 25-year-old, you've always wanted to live forever. Invisibility, think of all the things you could do while you're invisible. Super smart, your mind will work significantly faster. You'd be a technopath, manipulation of technology. Telepathy, telekinesis, super speed, time travel, social awesomeness, and flight. I don't actually interact with the fandom anymore because I encounter too many assholes. Me with every fandom. And I know
I
you
just liberally use the block button.
and I know you're probably going to be about to say like, "Well, what about the furry fandom?" And I'll tell you right now, it's hanging on a fucking thread. So, what superpower? I'm going to do mine immediately. I know exactly what mine is. Literally a dragon.
Right. I'll go with telekinesis. Seems the most practical one here.
Yeah. Basil, superpower.
None of those are my
Flight.
usual pick for like if you could have any superpower, then what is it?
Me and the Sil. You're bored of browsing the internet constantly, Skip. And in a fit of inspiration, decide to make a video game instead. Learning how to code,
I'm
make.
working on that.
You are?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me. What?
Well, it's not in any like. I'm not even in like the fucking alpha stage. Like.
I'm still gonna strangle you.
So
How could you
it's
not tell
like
me?
nothing.
Compose music along the way if necessary. What kind of video game do you decide to make? Visual novel, turn-based strategy game, adventure game, RPG with equal focus on gameplay and storyline. Simple retro, roguelike. Oh shit. Alright. A game with lots of sandbox and cooperative elements, a multiplayer competitive game. Ugh. And you can't answer this because you can't imagine making yourself anything more complex than click the square to win the RPG. Shit. I don't actually know now, because... My
Visual
god.
novel is similarly mostly story-based game, I believe.
My god, I love me a roguelike game. Asil, what kind of game are you making? The answer that actually came up recently, none of these apply. Right, what's the closest one, though? What is your answer? Because, like, these are, like, you could extrapolate these to be vaguely, like, to be more vague answers. RPG closest. Sure. You're taking a break from your game and have to take my glasses off because they're all foggy and gross. You read this one then.
You're taking a break from your game and browsing the stranger parts of the internet when you come across a link labeled Suburb Beta. You're curious and sleep deprived enough to download the file without thinking too much about the potential consequences. When you start it up, it turns out to be a working version of Suburb. Do you play it?
I like all the
I
answers
mean-
that are like, no, because I wouldn't survive. And it's like, you've put the fucking disc in your computer, my guy. You're not, that's it.
I don't, I don't remember a whole lot about the plot, but isn't the point like, as once you have the game, like, they like the people who eventually download the game and play it, they're already fucked.
It's actually an
Just by
even
nature
bigger
of time loop, right?
It's an even bigger step of inevitability than that. The fact that the game exists means that you're fucked, because the game existing means the destruction of this planet to be the creation of the next planet. So it doesn't matter if you play it or not. Your shit's still getting.
Yeah, if you end up with the game at all, that means it's already fucked. So you have no choice but to try
Yeah.
because like it's already happening.
Yeah. It really isn't it's already happening shenanigan. Alright.
So I guess I'd be on the you'd only consider it if you knew the world was gonna end soon, because like I'm just on a practical
Yeah.
side of like it's gonna happen whether I play it or not. So I have to have a chance of surviving. It's the only thing I can do at this point.
It's sure it's not like someone else is yeah, see. But the thing is, I'm interested in this concept enough that my answer is definitely, like, because I think that
Oh,
I think it'd be fucking cool, right? Like, fundamentally,
Hmm.
I understand, like, oh shit, world's ending. That's cool though. Regardless of your choice, some other people decide that they're in session, dooming the Earth to a meteor apocalypse. Now you have to get some players to enter the museum. What would your ideal co-op players be? People who are trained for dangerous situations. No one. Well, that player's dead. Your internet friends. Your real life buddies. Probably just your best friend or romantic partner. Things are only less complicated with two people. Your crush. So that's just that, but okay. As many people as you can possibly pull in. Best to try and save as many people as possible, even if the game itself becomes a chaotic mess.
I would say internet friends. I trust you to know your shit,
Asil?
and you seem excited about this, so. And it does seem like the quickest and easiest way to actually meet people who live like in a different continent. Does involve destroying the world, but again, as discussed, world's gonna be destroyed anyway, so.
I would truly just be the embodiment of Millie.
You're doing great.
You're like the haunted one from destroying the world, and I'm just like tie hug.
And you're also just just against all odds the most powerful person there.
This was my arc to lose all my weight. I alchemized it away. I alchemized a weight loss potion.
Yeah. All those like bullshit like, oh, you just like sit in this for like 20 minutes a day and you'll lose the weight. We can make one that actually works though.
Yeah. I'm counting Tristan as internet friends. No. You're saying your best friend or romantic partner. If that's what they are, then that's what they are. For what it's worth, Tyler, I'm with you, buddy. I do kind of wish you could tick multiple, but it probably wouldn't. Yeah, it would probably like affect the quiz.
Right. Because like I would think that like Tristan would be an internet friend who turned into a real life best friend / romantic partner. So like that's where the gray area is here.
I'd bring in more
for
than just
Sil.
Tristan, but I'm never not taking him. Right, but here's the situation, right? If all of us are in a game, how many people are we all allowed to bring in before we bring in too many players? Can there be too many players?
No. In theory, anyway, as long as everyone's connected to someone.
I feel like
Beyond a certain point, I feel like it'd be unmanageable, but
you can't have more than 12 players because there are only 12 classes and 12 aspects.
well, I mean, we've only ever
Seen a game
Like-
with 12 players at the most.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm happy for all of us to pick internet friends. You need to prototype, and you're running out of time! Tyler, quick! What are you throwing the kernel sprite?
Let's see.
There's 14 classes and 12 aspects. Yeah, the god classes don't count.
Poor.
Well, I know when I'm clicking for sell them.
Captain Mario Freeman Chief. I got a lot of merch of shit, so I'll probably favorite book, TV show, anime related merch. I got a lot of that, so probably one of those.
Latias plush. So what do you bet USL?
Latias plush would be related merch, same as me. If that's what she's saying.
Yeah. I have 2 of them so I can still alchemize more. Alright. We're halfway through the quiz and I can hear Brayden coming home. Right before you enter, you start thinking about where you end up. What did you hope your land was like? Telegram message.
Well, you said something about waiting for
Just
something. You got
no,
a
I
message
didn't
or
say
something, so
wait.
waiting.
No, I didn't just fucking. I'm waiting for you to pick.
All right. Well, I just hope it doesn't start killing me immediately. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Asil, you can answer this
Kinda
question
freeze right
before
here.
I call on you, Asil. Chat has this brilliant feature where the words stay on my vision, in my vision for like ever. Hard. I already did you. Fuck with. No, you didn't. You just did.
We're-
So like a dangerous world. Yeah.
That seems
Okay.
what-
World of Ruins begging to be explored. That's me in a nutshell. Congratulations, you're in Ruins. Okay, hold on. Best viewers, likely Bannervator. Fuck off. So Asil also wants a World of Ruins. Okay.
All right.
Congratulations, you're in. What are you gonna do now once you've grabbed a weapon and beat a few imps up for experience?
Mm,
Sorry.
shh, stop. I need to read.
Yes, I said sorry.
The favorite games and shows and alchemizing as cool stuff as from them as possible.
Asil.
It was between that or trying to figure out the game the punch card system, but I
Mm.
don't think I'm smart enough for that. So I'd just be like,
Me neither.
I'll see if I can figure this shit out.
Make cool shit. Make my own copy of the Buster Sword. Making cool shit from Gaines.
I'm just gonna bang my head against this and see if it works.
You've reached your first gate and find yourself in a village full of insert favorite color here, colored insert favorite, and
Reptile.
amphibioreptiles here. You realize that these are your planet's consorts. What do you do with them? Stop killing the bosses before they kill you back.
I'm gonna try befriending some of the locals.
Yeah?
I guess that's the closest. That's the closest to what I would do, which is grab them and hug them until they squeak like a dog toy.
Yeah. Second from the
Just
bottom.
gonna be carrying around two at the minimum at any given moment.
Me, I'm gonna sort of get more to the nitty-gritty of the game itself, and I want to learn about like the
Mhm.
you know, like I want to learn about my world, you know.
Right, you got your riddle world, so
Yeah.
that'd probably be helpful.
You're traveling your planet. Oh, you know what? And real quick, what's your favorite color and favorite amphibioreptile? I need to look up what those are.
Blue axolotl. Amphibioreptile is just amphibian or reptile.
Oh, fair enough. Is a salamander?
Axolotl.
No, is a salamander a reptile? I mean, I suppose
Yes.
it could be a fantasy creature, right? Could they be kobolds? Just little dozens of little yellow kobolds everywhere?
Don't see why not.
Hell yeah, alright. You've been traveling your planet searching for a second gate. You can see it up ahead with a beefy Prospidian armed with a pair of brass knuckles and a fancy hat. Blocks your path. He looks angry.
Angie. You could take this guy in a fight, right?
Me getting fucked by the chess pieces.
I'm gonna back away and find another route.
Okay. Asil? Me suddenly just picked that I'd fight him. Sneaking past. Oh, so the bottom one. Okay. You and your teammate both have different plots for how to deal with the Dursian royalty. Your teammate is convinced that the plan is absolutely perfect, while you think it's horrible and stands at least a 90% chance of resulting in one of your deaths. You told your teammate while their plan is flawed, but they just try to change the subject and talk about it why they don't like your plan. They've announced that they're going to sleep and put the first part of their plan into action. How do you respond?
I will call on the rest of the team for support.
Yeah, I actually think I'm exactly the same. I do love how I can read all these answers and have an idea of, like, that's the wind answer, that's the mind answer, that's the blood answer. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. God, how funny would it be if we just all got the same answer somehow?
Yeah.
Like, we all got the same. We're just like, oh, this is just bullshit. Alright, good, got it.
Asil! Gornok? What's up? Asil is also saying call in the rest of the team. Yeah, do we want to head off now? What does David have to do with this? Oh, okay. How many questions do we have left? 13, 14. 3 more questions. Alright, we're gonna finish this and then we'll go. Shouldn't be like no more than like 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, try and make as much room in the car as possible, please, David. Thank you. While doing some late game grinding, you stop to rest in a cave. Despite a normal exterior, you discover the interior is more akin to a Victorian-era home. Seated at a desk in front of you is a white horse with no facial features and a green bow tie. The horse emits a series of telepathic neighs and whinnies, which you immediately understand to be a proposition. The horse will grant you incredible powers, among them super strength, super speed regeneration, and glowy skin. On the condition that if you accept, your teammates' sprites will all instantly die. As you comprehend the gravity of the situation, it laughs a very evil horsey laugh. At least you think it was evil. What would an evil horse laugh even sound like? And more importantly, do you make the deal with the equine devil?
The second one. No, absolutely not. You don't trust... I don't trust this horse.
Yeah.
I don't trust this random-ass horse.
They'll never know it was you, and you'll get bitchin' powers. The bad horse here. No, because no one has the right to make that kind of decision.
Like, I also agree with the third point, but primarily because the thing that's killed is the sprites, which are just like, yeah, I guess if you put your dead relative in the sprite, then like it feels like that's not really your relative. It's a game construct. So I don't feel like super bad about killing a game construct like that. You know what I mean?
My one is no, but for the third option more than the second option.
mostly I'm just like, I don't trust this horse.
Yeah.
I don't trust its intentions.
Question 14. You're now much higher leveled, with only a bit of preparation training left to do in your co-op player's land before you can face your denizen. But before you know it, an incredibly contrived situation unfolds before you. Your favorite Homestuck Kid troll bursts through an intercession portal, badly wounded, making last stand against furious horror terrors pouring after them. At the same time, you see a co-op player's house off in the distance being assaulted by high-level enemies. You know they're inside, and the dream self is dead. You'll have enough time to save one of them. The real-life threat! There should be... What?
Yeah.
Okay, so what flavor of my team, like, you can let them both die and loot their corpses? Also, this one's funny.
Yeah.
So which flavor of know your co-op player is the one we're all picking here? To be honest, as much as you like them, your favorite Homestuck character is kind of an ass! Risk! Literally because Risk is my favorite, it has to be this. Number 2 for a cell. I love that because Brisker is my favorite.
Yeah. I'm between 2 and 3, but I'm gonna go with 2 because, like, I like you guys too much.
I like how you're both like, I like my friends too much, and for me it's more that I hate Vriska more. You know?
I love you, but I hate you.
Besides, it's Vriska. She'll find a way out of it. She always does.
I don't even know who my favorite would be for this to be a thing, but also, like, most of them are dead. So it's like, who cares?
Alright. You beat your denizen and stop for the reckoning. Now that you've made a new universe and achieved godhood, you're kind of bored and decide to mess around a bit. Through mysterious shenanigans involving a sendificator, a pumpkin, and 2 to the power of 31 minus 1 pieces of artifact grist, you manage to temporarily become Andrew Hussey himself. You have total control of the comic for one day and inherit all of Andrew Hussey's artistic ability. All of it. That was mean of me. I'm sorry. What do you do?
That was very petty of you.
Oh, all of it? Okay.
All of the...
What do you do with Andrew Hussey's comic for a day? And then we get to all...
I don't understand... Sorry.
Just don't try to question... I have a limited amount of time. Don't try to question the logic of the question. Just answer the question. Play along.
Alright.
We can talk about it later.
Spend Ryan North's money on overpriced recruits. I would make the Flash, the gorgeous eye candy Flash. I don't care about making OTPs canon because I don't care about what's canon. That would be the other option that I would probably think of, but like I don't care about the canonicity of my ships. And also, Hussey already declared all ships canon, so.
Yeah, because of multiverses.
Because multiverses, there's always a verse in which your ship's canon, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Spaj the musical?
And also, kill off all the characters you don't like doesn't really seem useful at all because, like, everyone's died at least twice by now, I think. So, like, I don't, like, and again, multiverses.
Alright, and Asil's gonna go with murder.
Can't kill 'em
Alright,
all.
Tyler, your class spec is the Page of Space! You're a space character!
Nice.
Look at
This
your little
outfit's
fucking
stupid,
tiny
though.
whiteys! Look at
Oh,
them!
my tiny blackies.
Yeah, your tiny blackies. You want to read yours out?
Extremely weak. Pages tend to be extremely weak and passive at the start of their journeys. However, they have incredible potential, and if they can survive long enough to reach God tier, their powers will make all the others pale in comparison. Space players can warp space at will, adjusting the size and momentum of objects. This is absolutely essential for any session to be victorious, as they are responsible for the creation of the universe.
Yep, because they are the frogs. Asil!
So I'm basically the main character.
Sylph of Light. Well,
Because
Jade wasn't the main character. Meh.
No, I mean,
Sylph of
in the
Light
sense of being
shared with Aranea Circuit. Ooh. Sylphs are healers and bring health to teammates through the use of their aspect. They work best by interacting with others and are often skilled at resolving conflicts. So light players have the power of a fortune and information. I don't know why it's not talking about that. Information is actually the main thing light players have control over. Has anyone ever done any research on Rose Lalonde at all? Alright. As such, their powers allow them to understand, shut the fuck up, fortuitous outcomes in the events that lead to them, or to directly alter the likelihood of those events outcomes occurring. Despite the title of light, many light heroes tend to be darker than their companions and are willing to take more risks in pursuit of their success. Yeah, the Sylph's light is information first. The concept of luck is its esoteric meaning. Like how blood's literal meaning is like blood, but its esoteric meaning is like bonded, like the bond with your family and your friends. And then me. If it's not breath, I'm gonna be fucking mad. Actually, heart is fine. Heart was always gonna be my second pick. Over the essence of being empathetic, even if they don't outwardly reveal it. Exploration often leads to yeah. Sylph is an interesting pick. All right, I've got
2 healers on my phone. That does make sense for us healer mains.
Shut up. Well, so you could use
So
light.
I'm the main character here. Because like Paige starts weak but grows stronger over time. That's literally a main character arc.
Yeah.
And also being a thing of space, I'm literally essential to the victory of the session, thereby making me incredibly important. Therefore, I'm just the main character.
I don't want you to have main character syndrome, Tyler.
It's not a syndrome if it's true. I'm not delusional about it, I just am.
Alright, buddy. I'm gonna go. I want to eat fuck, Aretha. Why don't you eat my fuck?